95% email coverage rate. This is the average result I'm getting for each lead list I am building. And a lot of people are trying to sell you this idea that you can only use one email provider, right? Which is Apollo or maybe Zoom Info, and you are getting like 60% email coverage, and this is like a pretty normal, pretty okayish industry standard. But 60% means that 40% of your lead list is gone. It means that your pipeline is 40% less than it actually should be, right? And so in today's video, I want to show you my top tools for data validation. They cover, as I mentioned, 95% of the whole market, right? And I'll show you exactly how I'm using them to get the most accurate email data, also phone data, right? And how you can leverage those in your own workflows, in your own GTM motion. And as you can see on the screen, we'll start with Prospeo, my favorite one. They have actually rolled out a Seek V2 version, which I want really to showcase and actually explain you how they are the best, pretty much. So as you can see, now Prospeo is a bit different. I'm quite sure some of you are familiar with the tool, but before actually V2, the main idea of Prospeo was just like the best data coverage. So if you already have a list of emails or phone numbers, Prospeo could validate them for you, right? To make sure you're not reaching out to inexisting emails. Your bounce rate is lower than 2%, meaning your deliverability is always on top. But right now, you can think of Prospeo as, let's say, a database where you can not only, let's say, find people, but also verify them and reach out to them directly. So what I like is that they have both people and companies search. There are a lot of really nice filters which you can use, and some of them are really incredible. Of course, we have like industry, headcount, right there, the job title. This is all pretty understanding, doesn't take too much brain power to understand. However, what I really love, especially for people search, that we can find people which have a particular amount of time in a specific company or in a specific role. So for example, if we are doing ABM, so account-based marketing, let's say, we want to scope for some particular accounts. Those features are really nice. So you can find people who've been in the company, like, for example, for 3 to 5 years. In this period, they are experiencing the exact same problem which your service solves. Hence, it makes so much sense to reach out to them right now, right? And also they have a really nice company search. So you can also, for example, scope for particular let's say departments, right? How many people they have, for example, in their sales team. Maybe you're selling lead gen solution and you could reach out to people which have, let's say, only 5 SDRs, even though they should have had, I don't know, 50, okay? And you can tell them, guys, we can help you, for example, build bigger team, or we can help you scale your revenue without scaling your headcount. You get the idea. What I love as well about Prospeo is that they have CRM enrichment. So if you are not using, for example, tools like Clay, you could easily just plug in the CSV file with the people's information here. It would automatically understand which fields are responsible for what, and you could easily enrich them with the verified email data. And also they have API keys, which we are using. I'm not going to show you them. And we are doing it for the majority of our clients. They have a lot of cool integrations with the best email sending tools like Instantly, SmartLead, Lemlist, Outreach. You also have Clay, which is my probably the most favorite use case. And so the idea would be something like this. So if we log into Clay, I already have this tab open. We want, for example, to reach out here to marketing executives. We have our team of cold callers, right? And of course, I want to source them some numbers. So how do we actually do it? I mean, of course, I'm using the Waterfall enrichment in this case, but Prospeo stays here as the first choice. And as you can see, out of 405 people, we were able to find phone numbers for 395 people. So this is like almost 100% coverage for you. And as you can see, it has US numbers, it has some other numbers, has also Australian numbers. So it's pretty good. However, in my opinion, the Prospeo's power is, of course, in the North American market, the juiciest, the most wanted ones for European companies. Hence, I definitely recommend using it for both emails, but also for finding phone data. It's literally the best on the market without boasting. Okay. The next one is ICPs. I use ICPs mostly if we are doing, for example, campaigns in Europe. In my opinion, the coverage for Europe is slightly better in the case of ICPs. Hence, I really love using ICPs to validate email data, right? So we have email finder, we have email verifier. You could also, for example, scan the domain and find all of the emails which are associated with the particular domain. We could also do reverse email lookup. So for example, we could paste in someone's email profile. What ICPs would do, it would find you their LinkedIn profile and more information about the company as a result. Okay. And then the next thing, we could also scrape LinkedIn profiles. We could scrape company LinkedIn profiles, and you could do like a lot of different things for a really affordable price. I believe it's pretty affordable for everyone. ICPs, they have also a lot of nice integrations. You could plug it into Clay, which I'm doing. You could also use Make if you're building some workflows, or NA10 or Zapier. You get the idea, right? They have their API here. I'm going to blur it, of course. And yeah, I'm using ICPs quite often. And then the last tool which I wanted to show you is LeadMagic. I'm using LeadMagic mostly as the third layer of validation. So for example, if Prospeo is not able to identify or validate the email for me, ICPs fails as well. I use LeadMagic. It's a really nice tool, which I would say combines both North American and European data on above average level, right? So definitely a tool which I also recommend adding to your tech stack. However, I would do it as the third layer of verification, just because doing the tests, I found Prospeo and ICPs slightly more, let's say, cost-effective options. However, you cannot miss out on LeadMagic because it's doing its thing really decent as well. So that's the whole idea, right? You have Waterfall enrichments, start with Prospeo, then do ICPs layer, or change it up if you are targeting Europe. And then as the third layer, get LeadMagic, which would in total get you to 90 to 95% data coverage. And in my opinion, if you are unlocking the parts of the total addressable market, which is not available to your competition, of course, you're going to win. Of course, you're going to sign much more clients than your competition is doing. And as a result, you're going to get much bigger market share. That's something to think about for sure. And so that's it for today's video. I hope it was valuable for you. I'll send you the links to all of the tools in the description, right? I don't have any association with any of the tools. It's just my personal preferences and experience, super unbiased opinion. Hence, feel free to log in, get yourself a free trial, and ensure yourself that those are the best you can get for data coverage. Again, thank you so much for watching this one. Let me know in the comments what my next video should be about, and see you in the next one. Ciao.